Hey, what it do, my people. This is your boy, KQKC Boxing Network. And we are working once again. Yes, I am off today, but I had to give you something. And yes, that was a great fight last night. And first, I want to thank my correspondents of this channel, and that's Chi-Town Finance and Underground Asylum. Now, let's get into it. Now, first, I want to talk about Chad Johnson, Okocinco. Now, he had a fight that was pretty much a draw. They call it went the distance. Other words, that's exhibition talk, as it was a draw. Chad Johnson was pretty much in control of the fight, but he got a little bit too cocky, like most fighters used to do, like a lot of fighters still do. And during that cockiness, he left himself wide open. Something I always talk to you about almost once a week. When you cocky like that, and you feeling the fire, you feeling good, you whipping and wobbling, something like Tony Harrison did, and he got laid right on his ass. Other words, his face, because he went face down first. So, basically, it was just a 4-round fight, and it went the distance. So, therefore, the decision is not a draw, not a win, not a lose, but it was just he went the distance. And that's it. Now, let's talk about the next fight. And this fight was a barn burner. And we're talking about Jarrett Hurd. We're talking about Arias. Hurd and Arias was a damn good 10-round fight. It was pretty much give and take, but Arias was giving more than he was taking. Now, Jarrett Hurd, he got rid of his whole team to pretty much revisit his basics, and it didn't do him a damn good. Now, I ask myself, I ask you, my people, what the hell can Jarrett Hurd do now? Is his career is shook up now? Did J-Rock take a lot out of him, more than we expected? I don't know. But what I do know, what I seen last night, cannot, will not, should not happen again. Now, Jarrett Hurd, he did improve a little bit on his offense, but his defense was missing all night. Now, I don't know why, and never knew why, that this young man was glutton for punishment. He used his face to block punches. Then at the end of the day, he come in like the Lone Ranger and try to save the day and knock him out. But no, not this time. This young man, Arias, was tucking his head down because he was a shorter fighter. Not short fighter, he was a shorter fighter. And he did what he had to do. He tucked his head down and threw overhand right hands. And they was landing. Why? Because Jarrett Hurd always left that left side open. On the ropes. Left side open. In the middle of the ring. Left side open. Against the rope in the center. Left side open. In the corner of the ring. Left side open. Arias was punching at will. He was punching in combination. And he was putting that stick out there followed by that overhand right on the left side. In between rounds, I told my supporters, Jerry Hurd must, not should, must play some defense. He's getting hit too much. Now, when he did punch, he punched with authority. He punched sitting down on his punches so much that he bust Arias' eye open. Well, pretty much cut him. Now, once again, Arias was running out of steam. Now, that's the old Jerry Hurd that we remember. He'll break his opponent down, and he'll break him down and take him in deep waters and drown him. But not tonight. Not last night, he didn't. He did not do anything remotely like he was before. Now, we talking about a former champion. A former champion that don't have the basic skills and the basic IQ to know where to cover up, when to cover up, and how to fucking cover up. It was a damn shame. It was a shame to see a big fighter like that was on the Charlo range, or pretty much on the Charlo level, that they was going to make a big fight between those two. They had words to say to each other. They had things going on with each other, as Hurd will mock Charlo, like walking in there with a lion's head on and everything like that. But now, that ship has sailed like a motherfucker. So, I ask you this question one more time. Where do Jerry Hurd go from now? Is he a gatekeeper at the middleweight division? Is he a star in the making? Or should he just go back to the drawing board? Well, let me tell you, he ain't no damn star and no damn making. And number two, he's supposed to went back to the drawing board. That was the whole reason he got rid of his whole team and brought in new people. Well, if you have your whole team that couldn't help you, then you have a new team that definitely is not helping you. Then you have to think to yourself, is it them or is it fucking me? And I'm going to leave you to figure out the answer to that. Now, let's get on with the main event. Now, I'm not going to talk about Badu Jack. The reason why, because it wasn't a real fight. Other words, he didn't come to fight. He came to get the purse, and that's what he did. He faked a low blow, and he faked the knockdown, and he faked the knockout. It is what it is, people. I'm sorry. I told you, this channel is not for the faint of hearts. This channel is not for a motherfucker to brag and boast. This channel is honest talk, honest boxing, and that's what you're going to get. I don't care who's my favorite fighter. I will critique his ass just like I would critique anyone's asses. It's called being a boxing fan. It's called being a fucking man. And definitely not no boxing fanboy like some of you are out there. Don't ever get emotionally involved in a fighter. Don't ever get all emotionally involved with a fighter because someone else liked that fighter. That's what's wrong with us now. That's what's wrong with us today. We got this follow the leader mentality. And we need to stop and think for our motherfucking selves. That doesn't mean that you can't be cool with that person. That person might respect you more because you have an opinion. You see, I respect a lot of guys' opinion that don't agree with me. Because one thing about KQKC Boxing Network channel, you can say whatever you want. You can disagree with me wherever you want. But one thing about it, I'm not going to block you. Now, if you get outraged and go in on my family or me, then your ass got to go. But in the meantime, we can agree to disagree. That's how it should be on everyone's channel. So, I tell all the trolls, just like last night. Yes, the LWC, most do rock with Deontay Wilder. I rock with Deontay Wilder, not for his boxing skills, because he is a man. A man. Do Deontay Wilder lack this or that? Of course he does. He didn't grow up with gloves on in his hands like Floyd. He did what he had to do for his daughter. Now, let's get on to the main event. We got the pay-per-view king. We got Pretty Boy Floyd, also known as Money Mayweather, who went the distance with YouTuber, the one that lost to KS motherfucking I, Logan Paul. That's right. Now keep in mind, Las Vegas, they didn't give him a license to fight. They did not sanction that fight. But I tell you this, they sanction your goddamn money. They sanction your damn bets you put down on the fight. Now that they did. Now, the fight. Floyd Mayweather tried to be that old Floyd Mayweather that we used to know. That old 32-year-old. That 33-year-old. Hell, when he whooped Canelo ass, he was 38. So, that was lacking. That was missing. Matter of fact, let me talk to you about it. Now, last night, one of the greatest fighters of all times stepped into the ring in a fight that few saw coming. 4 years after his retirement, he returned to take on the most bizarre opponent of his illustrious 20-year career, giving up 34 pounds, and approximately 4 inches in height. Is a mountain most who would love to hate. Most would love to hate him. I'm sorry. And would have loved to see him pretty much scale in a real fight. But sadly for them, fortunately for him, he's nothing more than a glorified exhibition. Now, fans, talent, and media around the sport have offered a mixed bag of opinions on the fight. Those thought ranged from good entertainment to bad for our sport. All of these opinions are well documented. And like always, the truth lies somewhere squarely in the middle. Now, is it bad reflection on the sport that a YouTuber would sit center stage against the most elite fighter of his era in a primetime slot on Showtime pay-per-view card that would be televised around the motherfucking world? Now, perhaps, is it a good situation for the sport? I don't know. I don't know. Knowing that every casual fan tuning in to see Logan Paul face the best will watch and once again be reminded how cool it is to see two men slug it out. A watch ultimately converts to more buys and exposure, perhaps. Now, I told you all last night, yes, it is an exhibition. Yes, Floyd Mayweather was some motherfucker when he was in the ring. Yes, it was all that. But the one thing you can't take away from that fight, you can't take away the chatter of that fight. Oh, hell no. You can't take away the best that have done it in his era. Let me clarify that shit now. In his era versus someone that doesn't really have an ounce of boxing experience, who pretty much boxed just like George Foreman against Muhammad Ali. So, with that said, we'll move the fuck on. Now, when we look at the full spectrum, it all boils down to this. Even those who don't feel a desire to shell out the $50 that I paid for to see it, will wait for the YouTube video clip and also the headlines, the meme and social media posts, and to see what happened. Well, if you turn into KQKC, you will know what happened. Because I do blow by blow. I'm up to maybe, 13,000 now of views. Because I get in there and I see every punch that's thrown. So, with that said, we got a lot of fights coming up in the next 2 months. Now, as I close, let me tell you this. This is my own personal words. You cannot blame Floyd Mayweather. I'm not mad at Floyd Mayweather. I'm not upset at Floyd Mayweather. Matter of fact, I don't blame Floyd Mayweather. If the motherfucker's gonna get the money and give it to him just for his name, just for they think it's good for the sport and for the network, then go right ahead. But remember, my people, remember how Floyd got to the point he is today, a multi-millionaire. He got that way because of shit he did last night. He's an entertainer. He turned boxing not into a sport of combat, but a sport of money grab. He did a money grab last night. But I'll tell you, my young brothers and sisters in boxing, it will never, ever be another Floyd Mayweather. It will never, ever be another money grab again. You will never, ever see a young fighter making that much money. Not in this sport, not in this day, not in this decade. Oh, baby, it is a new sheriff in town. It is a new sheriff in town. And the money ain't gonna be there. Just as my man, Pamper Bob. He knows exactly what I'm saying. So, with that said, I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you all done last night. We had over 40-some people that subscribed to the channel. I thank you. I appreciate you. And with that, that's all I have until Tuesday. Yes, I'm usually off on Sundays, but I did a morning show and I called the fight and I was on this bitch. Goddamn, almost 4 and 5 hours. So I greet you with the ancient word of peace. After I say, shout out to the Lions Den and boxing community. If you didn't know, now you know, the LDBC. And shout out to all my supporters. Thank you. Thank you for making Saturday a great day. Thank you for making Sunday a great day. So, with that said, I greet you with the ancient word of peace. And that's Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you. And I'm out of here. Peace.